Hi everyone, welcome to Faith Friday. I'm Father Sam Kachuba. This is not my favorite time of year. Excuse me. I love fall. I think back to school time is great. People are starting to get back into their normal routines. I think all of that stuff is wonderful. What I'm talking about, my least favorite time of year right now, is election season. This stuff drives me nuts. It's the time of year that I think all the time, I'm going to finally get off social media forever. I know that's strange. I'm doing a video for social media, but this is the kind of thing that drives me nuts. It drives me nuts because I see people who should be friendly to one another, who should get along with one another, who should be able to have civil conversations, suddenly just falling apart and unable to have any kind of civility towards one another. I see that there's a tendency to assume the worst. And when we assume the worst, what happens? We don't actually see what the person is saying. We don't actually listen to one another. And I see a tendency to exaggerate certain emotions and fears and to play off that. So to either try to stoke fear in other people, if you're trying to make people afraid, there's something wrong, or giving in to fear that might not be actually rooted in anything real. And that doesn't mean there's not room for disagreement. There's plenty of room for us to disagree with one another. It's not to say that there aren't things that we need to be legitimately concerned about and afraid of. There are many very serious issues that we need to be legitimately concerned about. But I think one of the dangers that social media presents us with is that we can tend to get sucked into this world of constant headlines, constant quick quips. And as a result, we don't really think through certain things, but we also never give ourselves a break. So we're being bombarded constantly by this news clip, by this idea, by these kinds of phrases, by these kinds of headlines, by this hashtag or that. We never give ourselves a break, and because we never give ourselves a break, we start to think that this is the only thing that's happening. This is how our political ideologies become not just ideologies, but idols. We start to worship at the altar of this party's agenda or that party's agenda. It's also where we start to take our focus off God. So I want to offer a suggestion to you. Be well informed as you go into election season. Learn everything that you can about the issues that it is important for us to vote about. But limit the amount of time you spend doing that on social media. Give yourself a break for your own sanity. And before you post an article that you read, or before you share something that somebody else said, before you comment on somebody else's social media post, try this. Pray the rosary. And then after praying the rosary, if you still think that it's important to share, then share it. And if you want to post more than 2 political posts a day, pray 2 rosaries. And if you want to post more than 3 times a day, pray 2 rosaries and then fast from social media the next day. I suggest this because we can get so caught up in this world online that we never give ourselves the time to rest and think and pray. We need to pray for our country. We need to pray for our leaders. But we can't let ourselves lose sight of the most important thing, which is that we are destined for one kingdom. That's the kingdom of heaven. God bless you.